We now invite you to join us for part 3 of this enlightening lecture titled How to Acquire Your Inner Highest Potential Power, given by Supreme Master Ching Hai, vegan, in San Francisco, California, USA, on May 24th, 1989.
Peace for Ukraine or Ukraine now. Russia, just go home.
We ourselves are, at the moment, even without initiation, even without knowing our innate wisdom or our inborn heavenly power, we are still mini-God. We are still God. Anytime you manifest love towards your neighbor, towards your children, your friends, your relatives, or anyone in need, at that moment, you manifest God. Understand? So, the more we manifest this kind of compassion, love, mercy, and wisdom, the more we are near to God. But God, in this sense, is too limited. We can only love one or two persons, and we can only help a handful of persons at a time. God, in the ultimate sense, can help the whole world. So this is the goal we strive to achieve. That is what the Buddha achieved, what Jesus achieved. Actually, Christ is not his name. You must know, Christ is a title. It's like Buddha is not his name, it's a title. It's to indicate an enlightened being, an almighty power. And when we acquire this power, we become Christ. Maybe Marilyn Christ or Joseph Christ or Smith Christ, because he was Jesus Christ. But we become a different Christ because our names are different. So therefore, we can say Sakyamuni Buddha, or we can say Sakyamuni Christ. It is similar. It's just a different country, they call it a different name. I think there was a Hebrew name for an enlightened master. It's a Messiah name, the name for the Messiah, no? I think it is like that. If you have a Jewish people here, please inform me more. It's just like in Sanskrit, they call an enlightened master a Buddha. And now in modern times, we call him a guru. And they make everybody confused. Why is a guru different from a Buddha? Actually, a real guru is a Buddha. A Buddha means a guru. Guru means a darkness remover. It means the light giver. I mean, when you associate with this kind of person, he will remove your darkness of ignorance and give you light. Therefore, Jesus say, those that follow me would never walk in darkness. He say, I am the light of the world. But he also say, as long as I live in the world. He was afraid that our later generations would misunderstand him, that he would forever be the light giver. So he had to say, as long as I live in the world, I am the light of the world. He wouldn't say, I'm forever the light of the world. And he say, after I go, I will send some comforter and to bring the later generations home. So do not grieve for him. He means when he dies, another will come. It is like that. Just like when somebody asked Jesus who he was, he said, I forgot the saint's name, but he meant that he is the incarnation of those past saints. Is it not so? Have you read? Yeah, that's good. At least somebody gives me some support. Because sometimes we read the Bible and we quickly forget, or we might overlook this information. And when I talk again, it seems like a very strange information, but in fact it is there. It is ancient information. It's not my information. So the same, sometimes I speak to the Buddhist people and they also think I'm speaking strange things, you know, because they thought they never heard of it before. But I say this is stated in the Bible, in the Buddhist Bibles, in the Buddhist doctrines. So it's the same when I speak to you about Christian Bibles. Sometimes you may feel strange if you don't remember. So the same as someone asked me, the Buddhist doctrine would have the law of birth and rebirth, eh? Or the law of karma. It means the law of cause and retribution, cause and effect. Eh? They say to me, Christians don't have this. I say, yes, Christians have it. Because in the Bible it says so. As you sow, so shall you reap. Is this not cause and effect? Then what is it? But for your information, I may also inform you, the Bible was cut, censored, and erased so many times. Many information was not allowed to the public. But as we know, many people did research on Jesus' life, and they have also discovered many information which is very startling to us and was very useful. It is something like this. Like Jesus was vegetarian since he was a child, and now the Roman Catholic Church would not accept this. But the fact is the fact, yeah? And history is history. No one can change that. It's just sometimes the facts and the history are so unknown to the humans at large, to the majority of humans. Therefore, sometimes when somebody says, it seems like very strange information, that is all. But if we take time and patience, we will collect for ourselves vast information heretofore unknown to us. Is it not so? Sometimes in your own working field, you also suddenly discover something new. And the same with the scientists. They forever discover something new. And what is unbelievable today, tomorrow is proved to be very trustworthy. It is like Galilee before. Is it Galilee? Who say that the world is round, no? Is it him? Yeah. And then he said the world is round, and then the church present him. It's just like that. It's so hurried, so impatient, and so inhuman. Sometimes the dogmatic people can cause this kind of disaster because of ignorance. And hundreds of years later, we all feel sorry. And for what? We cannot make up for it. We have lost a great talent. Humans have lost a great talent and a great prophet. I think he did not use his own eyes. I think Galileo did not use the human eyes to look at it. They might have not even used the telescope. Huh? What did he use? He used his wisdom eye to see. And he could only see the truth. Therefore, he spoke the truth. And at that moment, if there was developed science, they could have proved it, but they were not so far advanced. Therefore, they punished a nice person. After all, didn't care what kind of level he attained, how enlightened he was. He was such a beautiful person, so harmless, innocent, and it just imprisoned him like that for nothing. Now, these people are those that acquire their inner wisdom, like Jesus, like Buddha. They were so ahead of their time that people couldn't stand them. We can just say it that way. Therefore, when Buddha was alive, he knew everybody worshipped him. There were many people tried to harm him and tried to kill him and tried to disparage him, tried to blacken his name. When Jesus was alive, of course many people worshipped him, but there were many people harmed him and tried all kinds of tricks to kill him. Even though the church knew that Jesus was innocent, he was still powerless against these wicked people. Similarly, Galileo, he was also so great a person, a prophet of the time. He was so far advanced. Therefore, people could not catch up with him and did not understand his ideas and his wisdom. So therefore, we see science is not always up to date. Now, what we should do is to follow our own wisdom. Most of the scientists, their brains are in very active use. They use a lot of their brain, more than the average person does. Therefore, they discover and invent so many apparatus. They can invent many things to add to our comfort. But what they use is even just a little bit of the wisdom that our Father God has given us since the day of our birth. Now there is a way to use our complete wisdom. And it's so easy that everyone can do it. And if I can do it, just a small person and weighing only 30 or more kilos can do it, I think you're so great, big and tall, you may even be able to use more. And that is our hope for the future. Because we can't always rely on material science. We have to also rely on this kind of spiritual science, which brings us so far in advance into the worlds beyond the world, and that gives us joy and meaning to our existence. Because I think, more or less, most of us always wonder, what is human existence for? Why is that God made us live only 400 years and then He would let us die? It seems a waste of time. Imagine if we lived longer, a few hundred years, a few thousand years, we would accomplish more, no? Yes, truly it is so. There is a way to live longer. But we do not live longer in this body. We have to live longer in a different body. There are some bodies that can endure several hundred years. There are some bodies that can endure several thousand years. There are some kind of bodies that can endure several millions of years. And there is a body that can live forever. And that body is a wisdom body. And we have to use a wisdom method to achieve it. Just like we use a medical method to achieve a medical doctorate degree. And we use a wisdom method to achieve our wisdom body. With this wisdom body, we fear no fire, no water, no disaster of any kind, and we feel no pain of anything. I have no words in the human language which I can think of to truly convey to you, my brothers and sisters, this greatness of our wisdom, of our Christ power inborn within us, what we call the heavens within. Lo and behold, the heaven is within you. Everybody says it like that, and everybody knows that. But if you ask them, what is heaven? And where is it within? And what does that heaven do to me when I carry it around 24 hours every day? What could it do for me? What is its use to me? What is the use of that heaven within me that I'm every day miserable, struggling in this meaningless world, and I have to deal with all kinds of vexations and jealousies and all kinds of, from inside and outside, bad influence. And then what is what is the use of you talking to me about this heaven? Yes, I would agree with you. It's no use. Only if we know it, we possess it, we make use of it, then it begins to become useful. Otherwise, you can carry it 100, 1,000, 1,000,000, billions of years, and it makes you nothing more than just a human, a worm, or a lion, or a tiger, be what you may.
Peace for Ukraine or Ukraine.
A vegan meal can save someone from a lifetime of misery on a factory farm. Vicky Lanola, vegan.